know how it is. You post videos on YouTube, you're getting the views, you're getting the subscribers, but yet you're not getting the customers. You're not getting the income. That monetization on YouTube seems so far away, but yet you see people getting customers from YouTube into their business. How do they do it? Let's talk about that. I'm living proof that it can happen, and I'm going to be completely honest and raw with you here on how I made this happen. When I first started my channel, I was so excited about every single view, every single minute watched on my channel, but it seemed to be so much effort for not much reward. Yes, I was helping people for free on YouTube, but it was starting to take up more and more of my time. I wasn't getting paid for it. I was pretty much hustling constantly on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. And I was wondering when the clients would actually start coming in, because it felt like this is something I could be doing for years and years and years without seeing results, which I did not have the time or the money for. And eventually I realized basically everything that I've taught over the last couple of weeks in my YouTube videos, which, by the way, if you haven't seen the playlist, go and watch the rest of these videos, but I didn't have a super specific niche. I didn't know what the transformation was that I wanted my students to have. I didn't have a call to action. I wasn't telling people to join me anywhere. So once I figured all this out, I started creating a plan. I had a full YouTube plan on how to create little funnels on my YouTube channel, which was like a series, right? I used to do little series, either a series of 3 videos or 7 videos. I even did a 90-day challenge once, but they all had specific outcomes. There was an outcome for my student, and there was a call to action at the end to invite them to join me elsewhere, to join my membership. And as soon as I figured that out, that is where I started getting those students from YouTube into my membership, which is so funny because as I record this, I've just seen a notification come up that I've just had a member join my yoga membership. So thank you so much. And it just goes to show that this works, right? Oh my God, I could not have planned that. That was so perfectly timed. Okay, so let's talk about the path from people watching you to paying you. This is where we want a really clear call to action. Okay, so let's talk about the path from getting them from your YouTube channel into your business, which, by the way, I did a free bootcamp on this last week. The link is in the description, so go and join that and watch the replays if you haven't already, because the replays are going to be up for another week. So go and grab that while it's free and while it's there. But what we want to do here is we want to draw people in, right? We spoke about this last week. This is with your title and your thumbnail. You're getting people to know who you are because you're answering their questions. So if somebody types something into Google, they find you because you're answering that question that they're asking. Then we want to keep them there. So the next video that we're going to send them to is an actionable step. So at the end of your video, you want to say, now you know this, you need to know this other thing, so go and watch this next video. Have you noticed that I've done this with this entire series? Last week I said, now you know how to get seen on YouTube, learn how to get your YouTube watchers into your business. And that's what this video is about. Okay, so it's having that very specific call to action. So somebody who finds your video 1 will watch video 2, will watch video 3, will watch video 4, because you're leading them down the funnel, right? What happens when they've then watched 5 videos with you? They could have spent an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, however long your videos are, right, with you. That is building up so much more know, like, and trust factor than anything you could do on Instagram or TikTok. And once they've watched those videos with you, they're going to know that you know what you're talking about, that you are the authority, that you can lead them to the transformation that they want. So your last video in the series is the one that's always leading into the thing, right? The membership, the course, the one-to-one, whatever it is that you offer. And even if you don't offer something right now, you can send them to a freebie to get them on your email list for when you are ready to sell, when you have got something that you can offer people. So on YouTube, you're selling a transformation, right? You're trying to give them a little bit of a transformation, but your course, your program, your membership, that is giving them the full transformation. That is your help. That is you specifically, whether that's one-to-one, whether that's in a messaging group. Like my membership, I have a Telegram group where they can ask me questions and I can give reviews on their YouTube content. So it's having that little bit more of a connection so that you can help them even further. So it could be still the same transformation, you're just going a lot deeper or a lot further along with it. So having your clear call to action, that is the way we get those YouTube watchers into your business, into your membership, into your course. The other way that we do that is to make sure that we are just talking to one person. You are not a sales machine. You are not here saying, hi everyone, right? There is only one person on the other end of that screen, okay? You're not there to try to get every single person into your course. You want that one specific person that you're helping them with that problem. So you're talking to that person as if they're sat in front of you, okay? How can you help them? How can you get that emotion across the camera? Even in things you say, like instead of saying, hey, welcome back to my channel, it could be you might be watching this after a really long day. So grab yourself a cup of tea and let's sit down and chat. Can you feel the difference there between the emotions and the connection? Because people are not going to buy from you if they do not feel connected to you. So we need to get that connection across. This builds a deeper trust with our people. And without that trust, they're not going to buy. So we need to get that trust across. Okay, so the next thing is to link your free and paid content. So think of YouTube as the top of your funnel, okay? This is your free stuff. People are finding your free stuff on the internet. Once they found your free stuff, we need to move them down, okay? So they start watching your videos. Next, they do the call to action. Maybe the call to action was to your freebie, right? To join your email list. Maybe it was to join your membership. Maybe it was to join your course. Don't think that you cannot have a call to action to join a program on YouTube, because you definitely can, okay? So you've got your YouTube funnel at the top. Then you've got whatever your call to action is. And then you move them down again, right? Because you shouldn't just have one product. If you want to have a really successful business, we normally have 2 or 3 products, right? So what does that product solve? And then where can they go next? We're constantly moving them down the funnel. And this is exactly what we're doing inside the YouTube funnel as well, right? We have those series, those collection of videos. And these videos, maybe it's a group of 3, maybe it's a group of 5. Apparently I couldn't count my fingers then, right? You're moving them from video 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're moving them down the funnel into your call to action. And you can even hint this in your videos, right? Like, this is just a taste of what we do inside whatever your program's called. Or if you're resonating with this, we go so much deeper inside the membership. But one thing that I don't want you to do here is to force it, okay? We want your energy to come across naturally. So there shouldn't be this sudden switch, which I know a lot of us have felt, where you're giving content after content, and then you're suddenly like, oh my God, now I need to sell. Your energy shifts and you're like, and by the way, I have a membership that you can join. It's down there if you want to click on it. Like, you start jumbling over your words or whatever. That straight away is going to put people off, and people are definitely going to switch off and not buy from you for them. Okay? You need it to be the next natural step. You need to believe in your stuff so much that it would be a disservice for you not to mention it in your videos. If you could think of it that way, that is how we're going to get the customers in. Okay? Because you know that you can help them. And you know that your program and your membership is the best thing for them. And they're going to see results faster, quicker. Faster and quicker is the same thing. Smarter, whatever it is, they're going to get them inside your program. So you need to make that really, really clear. Make it into an invitation instead of a pitch. Okay? You're not pitching. You're not selling. You're given an invitation. If you want to get more, if you want to do more, then come and join me. So that being said, if you loved this series, and God, I've given so much away in this series already, but if you loved this series and you do want more about YouTube, maybe you have questions, maybe you want me to review your content, this is where I can come in for you, right? We've got our membership where I can answer questions. You can post videos in there and I can review them. We've got a full-blown signature wellness YouTubers course, which will show you back-end stuff of YouTube, how exactly to get seen. We go into so much detail, so much more than anything I can give you on YouTube here. Or maybe you want to do all this, but you just do not have the time and you want a done-for-you service. I'm also a YouTube virtual assistant. So there are ways to get seen on YouTube, right? The choice is yours. Which option are you going to take? Are you going to keep binge watching the free stuff? Because what do you want your clients to do? Do you want them to sit there and binge watch your free stuff? When we take the actions, that we want our students to take actions, we know where they're coming from. We can help them more. So go and put all of these tips into action right now, because I guarantee if you have done all of these steps in this series, your channel is going to start growing so much faster than you think. And I will see you in the next video.